Greetings, dear fellow Earthlings. The title of my video today is Are there conflicts in human society where we must fight to the death? The question posed in this video is the number one question on the list of all the questions of human society today. Its importance lies in the fact that if there is no conflict in human society in which we must fight to the death, then the wars and terrorist violence that are now occurring on a regular basis around the globe are big mistakes. If we change our wrong concepts and invent scientific methods of reasoning, a new era can be ushered in for mankind. My basic views on this issue are as follows. 1. Why is it that human society, which has long since ceased to have conflicts in which it must fight to the death, is still commonly and frequently responding to all kinds of conflicts with violence? There are at least two reasons for this. First, human beings have not promptly changed the habit of responding to conflicts with violence, which was necessary in the past but is no longer necessary, into a rational way of living together. In the early stages of human evolution, human beings, like other animals, had to fight for survival supplies with deadly violence due to the extreme scarcity of such supplies. However, since human beings invented language and the division of labor and cooperation in the course of evolution, and through large-scale and highly complex cooperation, they could create countless times more survival materials than they could eliminate each other. The nature of conflict in human society changed fundamentally, but human beings did not change their past habit of responding to conflict with violence in a timely manner. The failure to create a reasoned scientific approach to finding solutions to conflicts is the second reason why mankind still responds to conflicts with violence. I was very shocked when I first realized that human society had not invented the scientific method of reasoning so far. For a long time, I had always thought that human society had long been a civilized one, so how could it be possible that the scientific method of reasoning had not yet been created? After thinking about it many times, I had to admit that this was the case. Since human beings have not created scientific methods and tools for reasoning so far, in social life, people simply cannot talk deeply about any social issue, as if walking probably together can only take one or two steps, and then disagreements occur. Then either they no longer talk about the topic, or they have a clash of views and do not get along, or even cause verbal violence and never socialize again, such as some people quit WeChat groups after the conflict. It is said that there is a tacit agreement in French social life. When people get together, they should not talk about political issues in order to avoid conflicts and unpleasantness. In addition, a very common negative phenomenon on the internet nowadays is the existence of a large number of cyber violence. Many people like to respond to views they do not agree with by hurling insults, a practice that, in addition to creating conflicts, results in a great waste of intelligence and time and energy. The prevalence of the phenomenon of cyber violence in large numbers is the best proof that mankind has so far no scientific method of reasoning. If there were a reasoning contest on the internet on any issue, it should... How interesting! Not only can we all create tons of exciting, joyful events out of nothing, but it can also lead to a growing awareness of social or life issues. 2. In reality, human societies are not only free of conflicts that necessitate a fight to the death, but also share the common goal of pursuing a sustainable existence and making life better. Therefore, human society has the great potential to virtually eliminate all illegal violence. It is at least as possible to resolve differences and violence in human interactions as it is to create and maintain the rules of road traffic. 3. If a majority consensus on conflict resolution is sought in a reasoned manner, human conflicts of all kinds not only cease to be a bad thing, but can be transformed into a multitude of opportunities to turn the bad into the good. That is, by using reasoning, not only can a win-win solution to the conflict be found, but also the parties to the conflict can recognize their own blind spots, prejudices, or mistakes in their perceptions, and thus grow and work more and more cooperatively with others in the future to make their lives better. 4. In the past, when I was doing management consulting for companies, I studied and accumulated a lot of fables, among which there is the story of the monkey and the banana, which I think can give important inspiration to human beings. The story goes like this. Monkeys love bananas. So psychologists did an interesting experiment. 5 monkeys numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 were put into a cage. There was a bunch of bananas hanging on the top of the cage, and when the monkeys saw the bananas, they had to reach out and pick them. At this point, the janitor turns on the pre-installed faucet that sprays scalding hot water. So every time the monkeys go to pick the bananas, all the monkeys are drenched by the scalding hot water and injured all over. Since one of the monkeys would cause everyone to be scalded by the boiling hot water when he went to pick bananas, every time one of the monkeys went to pick bananas, he would be severely beaten by the other monkeys. As a result, none of the 5 monkeys dared to pick bananas anymore. After several attempts, the psychologists replaced monkey 1 with monkey A. Monkey A didn't know anything about the before and tried to pick a banana when he saw it, so he was beaten up by monkeys 2, 3, 4, and 5. Monkey A dared not to pick bananas anymore because he was beaten up when he saw that he wanted to pick bananas. The psychologist then replaced monkey 2 with monkey B. Monkey B, like monkey A when he first arrived, tried to pick a banana when he saw one and was beaten up by the other monkeys as well. Monkey A, who did not know the reason for this, saw the other monkeys beating up monkey B and followed suit. Next, the psychologist replaced monkey 3 with monkey C. When monkey C saw a banana to pick it, he was given the same treatment, a violent beating. Finally, the psychologist replaced monkeys 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with monkeys codenamed A, B, C, D, E of the monkeys. As soon as one of the monkeys in A, B, C, D, or E goes to pick a banana, the one will be violently beaten. The original 5 monkeys were afraid of being drenched by hot water, so whoever picked bananas was beaten up. Now the 5 monkeys have become, as long as they go to pick bananas, they will be beaten up, but no one knows the real reason for being beaten up. After reading the above story, some people say that after monkeys number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the cage have been replaced by A, B, C, D, and E, surely some monkeys will pick bananas, and these monkeys will not be so stupid. However, judging from the current situation of human beings, it is entirely possible that the monkeys are so stupid. It has been said, human beings are a strange animal. They are sometimes very sensible, sometimes very irrational, and often lose their senses on big issues. Once they lose their sanity on the big issues, humans are as stupid as A, B, C, D, and E the monkey. The reality is this. Human society has long since ceased to exist in conflicts that must be fought to the death, as between a lion and a gazelle, and yet human beings still commonly and often respond to conflicts with violence simply because no one has ever bothered to ask, are there conflicts in human society where we must fight to the death? And if not, should humans look for better ways to deal with them? This is equivalent to the monkeys who see a bunch of bananas hanging over their heads, but they are afraid to pick them and eat them, or even to ask, why doesn't everyone pick the bananas and eat them? Even if someone has raised the question of the title of this video, most people may still think that this question has nothing to do with me, and some even think that this question doesn't make any sense, and the person who asks such questions is a nerd and have nothing to do. Think about it, folks. Is the current human condition a manifestation of monkeys A, B, C, D, and E? Obviously, they can make life better, but they are afraid to fight for it. I think the biggest inspiration from this story is that for every ordinary citizen, if we think it's not our responsibility to care about the big issues, then we'll become as stupid as monkeys like A, B, C, D, and E. This video puts forward a view that shocked all the people on Earth. Since there is no conflict in human society that must be fought to the death, and for a long time, countries or races have been fighting and doing stupid things that are completely unnecessary and harmful to each other, does this show that all countries, races, or all the people on Earth have great ignorance or a huge blind spot in their understanding of national conflicts or ethnic conflicts? All fellow Earthlings are invited to discuss and debate and compete about the question above. For those who wish to join us in creating a global competition in the Olympics of human problems, please address thanksinghigmail.com. The next video is it necessary and possible for mankind to come out of barbarism and build a reasonable society? Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you.